Come with me as I take you on a shopping trip to update a porcelain picture I have in my dining room while I tell you about some amazing women I have in my life. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Latoya and this is my Purple Song Home Edition. Believe it or not, there was a time in my life where I hung around a lot of guys. I didn't really have a lot of women in my life because of some things that went on in my past when I was growing up. But now that I am a 43-year-old woman, I can look back and reflect and say it was just girls being girls. All of us were growing up and trying to figure things out, and sometimes things are said without thinking, and sometimes people do things to you without, fully knowing what they're doing that may hurt someone else. But nevertheless, there was a time where I didn't have a lot of women in my life, but as the years have grown on, I have accumulated a great group of women that I do call my friends to this day. I have women in my life that I have grown to love, depend on, and ultimately able to call them my friends. If you know me, I don't throw that word around very much. Everybody is not your friend. But there are some people that come along that you really can call that. These friends I don't talk to often. Only a couple of times a year, if I'm being totally honest with you. But I know that I can pick up the phone and call them or text them, and they're there. They are there to say hello, how are you, I love you, and that's all that matters to me. No matter what space or time is between us, and I know that during their day, they are thinking of me and I am thinking of them. Every night, I pray for the health and happiness of my friends, near and far, those that I don't speak to and those that I speak to on a regular basis. It's so funny that people define friendship as you have to do this for me or that, or we have to talk all the time, but that's not true. A true connection with someone, a true friendship is something that is not all the time spoken or because someone does something for you. I have this one friend that I know that God placed in my life for a reason and not a season. Her name is Amy. Amy is one of those people that I check in with every couple of months, and I swear she can feel when I'm going through something. Interrupting this wonderful story about my friend to have you come along with me to one of my favorite stores, Michael's. I'm going to be grabbing some flowers to go in this porcelain picture you see right here. I'll put it together while I finish my story. So let's go.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
I met Amy back in 2006, I believe, when I was working at a local radio station. Instant connection, and we've been friends ever since. But I remember about 3 years ago, I was going through a relationship problem. And I was sitting overanalyzing things as usual and crying and such. And her name popped up on my phone. She texted me. And the tears instantly stopped. And I was like, how did she know? It just feels like Amy calls me or texts me every time I'm going through something, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like she knows when I'm going through something. Sometimes God comforts us through other people when we pray and pray and pray for comfort and we don't quite see him comforting us, but he will send someone like Amy to do so. So I am thankful, so very thankful for those people that he has brought into my life. You don't have to walk through this life alone. And I learned that later on in life. I'm not 100 years old or anything, but I do know that I don't have to do this by myself. So I'm so thankful for the women in my life that I can relate to more than a man. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for the men that he's placed in my life, but let's be honest. Women rock, and I am so glad and so very thankful for the women that he's placed in my life. So I salute all of the women in my life this month and every month. So every so often, I love to hold parties at my house, be it dinner parties, birthday parties, cookouts, you name it. I love to have it. And this is one of the rooms that I put the food in it. The love of the party goes into this room, and I love to fix it up. So if you notice throughout my house, I don't have any pictures of people. But in my dining room is where I put all of the photos of my family and friends, because I believe that the dining room is a conversation piece. It is where all of the love goes in my house. When I do have something here, I put a lot of time and effort in the decor for this room, from the vases that I have all around, the wall color, to the plate that's on the side table. All through my house, I will be sharing with you different pieces that I received from my grandmother's house when she passed. And the centerpiece to this table is a picture that my granny had in her house, and I was so thankful that I was able to get this, and I'm so happy that I have a piece of her throughout my house. I plan to hold a girlfriend's dinner here soon, and what happened? Just kidding. Stay tuned for my next part of this series and fixing up this room for my dinner party. See you then.